Now at 5, a Bourbon County, Kansas commissioner speaks about the need for a new emergency department ahead of a vote on a proposed sales tax. Plus, Missouri Southern approves a new degree program focusing on food science and nutrition. And new controversy for former President Donald Trump as the race for the White House heats up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Berry County, Missouri authorities say a naked man was shot after breaking into a home and assaulting a woman and 2 children. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Tanya Bach. It happened last Thursday in a home near Cassville. Authorities say 18-year-old Corey Hilburn forced his way into the home through a side door while naked. They say while inside, he assaulted the woman and children with his hands and by hitting them with a rifle. During the assault, the rifle was fired and struck Hilburn. He suffered a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. The woman was also taken to the hospital. Hilburn pled not guilty to charges of first-degree assault, armed criminal action, and burglary, among other charges. Well, Bourbon County commissioners are proposing a retailer sales tax to entice medical providers to reopen an ER in Fort Scott. KOAM's Amber Jenkins joins us live in studio with more. Amber?
This retailer sales tax could bring back an emergency department to Bourbon County. Bourbon County's only emergency department closed last December. Since then, Commissioner Jim Harris says the county has been in negotiations with other medical providers to fill in the gap. According to Harris, providers are hesitant to make an agreement because operating an emergency department in Bourbon County isn't profitable. Therefore, this retailer sales tax, if approved, will help cover operations for an emergency department. Some residents understand the need for an ER, but do not agree with more taxes.
If you go to Walmart and you spend $100, you give us 25 cents for an ER. Now my grandson's worth 25 cents, folks. I hope yours is too. So get out and vote.
The special election will be held on March 14th. KOAM reached out to community groups and other officials for a statement, but have yet to receive one. When we do, it will be on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Back to you, Tanya.
All right, thanks, Amber. Students at Missouri Southern State University may be able to join a new degree program this fall. The university board approved the creation of a food science and nutrition program. It would be part of the school's kinesiology department. School officials say the program would meet a growing need for a workforce trained in food safety, development, and marketing.
And we're really excited. It's a way to expand our offerings here at Missouri Southern and in the kinesiology department and grow collaborations with local food industry, which is really growing in our area.
The food science and nutrition program still needs approval from the state. The university hopes to have the program start by fall of 2024. Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Eddy joins us.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a colder day for us today. Temperatures struggling to warm up most of us into the low to mid 40s for afternoon highs, so a good chunk below where we should be. We are dry. It's 42 in Joplin. It's also 42 in Pittsburgh. We have those northwesterly winds kicking in, so that makes it feel even colder than what it actually is. Sustained winds 15 to 20, upwards to about 25 at times. So that gives us wind chill factors. The way it actually feels, low to mid 30s out there, and of course our temperatures are going to be dropping off again for us tonight. Clear skies, not a whole bunch going on. We're going to stay very calm as we go through the rest of the evening hours, but temperatures, they're going to slide back through the 30s, kind of a frosty night, upper 20s for overnight lows. Big warm up tomorrow. We're going to be talking more about that coming up here in just a little bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. The Supreme Court is hearing arguments today in a case that tests how far the federal government can go in pressuring social media companies to remove content it believes spreads misinformation. The case, known as Murphy versus Missouri, comes from efforts during the early months of the Biden administration to push social media platforms to take down posts that officials said spread falsehoods about the pandemic and the 2020 presidential election. A decision on the case is expected in June. Rhetoric heats up on the campaign trail. Former President Donald Trump is clarifying controversial comments he made over the weekend And President Biden is looking to win support out west. Nicole Skanga reports from Washington.
Former President Donald Trump is clarifying comments he made in Ohio Saturday, warning of a bloodbath.
We're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars if I get elected. Now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole. That's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country.
The former president posted on his social media Monday that he was just referring to auto industry imports. But he's also drawing criticism for his characterization of migrants.
These are animals, okay?
Some fellow Republicans are bristling.
The general tone of the speech is why many Americans continue to wonder, should President Trump be president?
Former Vice President Mike Pence told CBS's Face the Nation why he won't back his former boss for president.
I see him departing from the mainstream conservative agenda that has defined the Republican Party over the last 40 years.
President Biden is pushing his own re-election agenda with stops out west this week in Arizona and Nevada. He holds a significant cash advantage over Trump, and his campaign is planning a $30 million ad blitz in battleground states this month. A handful of states are holding primaries on Tuesday, including Florida, where Trump will cast his ballot. Nicole Skanga, CBS News, Washington.
The president is also announcing a set of executive actions today to advance women's health research. Israeli forces today launched a raid on the Gaza Strip's largest hospital, saying militants had regrouped there and fired on them from inside the compound. Both Israel and Hamas have returned to the table to negotiate a potential ceasefire in Gaza, but there's tension between the U.S. and Israel over its handling of the war. The chaos comes as Israel is planning a ground assault on the southern Gaza city of Rafah, which could come at any moment. Still ahead, the retro making a return.
It's the cultural rewind you probably weren't planning for. Remember these? I'm Dina Demetrius with why this throwback is making a comeback.
And next in Health Watch, how new biomarker technology is helping diagnose cases of ovarian cancer early. Topping today's Health Watch, when it comes to cancer survival, early detection is key, but sometimes that can be almost impossible for women with ovarian cancer. 80% of women diagnosed with ovarian cancer are late stage, and the survival rate is extremely low. As Kelly Worthman shows us, a new lab in Denver is developing the first and only technology that uses biomarkers for early cancer detection.
A world without cancer. It's understandably Ingrid Kolstow's wish.
I'm a stage 4 ovarian cancer patient, and I have 3 daughters.
Her diagnosis came when the cancer had already reached a terminal stage, in large part because there is no screening or early detection for ovarian cancer.
To be able to catch cancer in its earliest stages provides the best hope for anyone.
And now a new lab in Denver is turning hope into reality. Oriana Papanzobi is co-founder of AOA Diagnostics, a women-founded startup working to develop a first-of-its-kind tool that could transform women's healthcare. Instead of life-altering surgery, a simple blood test could detect ovarian cancer before it's too late.
We're starting in ovarian cancer because there's a huge unmet need there, but the goal is to take this technology and really apply it to a number of different cancers that affect women.
It's a concept AOA started amid the pandemic. The team was working remotely until they raised funds and were cleared for a lab.
I think Colorado is at the beginning of a really great revolution in life sciences.
A revolution that's giving Ingrid hope today.
I feel sad that my lifespan is going to be cut short, but at the same time, if I were a person who had to sit here and do this now so that my daughters don't go through it in the future, then there would be meaning behind it. And I'm just happy to be here to see what's coming in the future.
So women around the world can have a healthier tomorrow. Kelly Worthman, CBS News, Denver.
The American Cancer Society estimates nearly 20,000 women will be diagnosed with ovarian cancer in the United States this year. Well, free school meals help prevent childhood obesity. A study published in Pediatrics looked at schools with a universal free meal policy. They found schools that partnered had a 2% decrease in childhood obesity compared to non-participating schools. Researchers say that's because school lunches tend to be more nutritious than meals eaten outside school. Well, making sure kids from low-income communities stay active could save hundreds of thousands of lives and billions of dollars. A study published in JAMA Network found there are disparities in physical activity among young people in low-income communities. Fixing those disparities could avert 383,000 cases of obesity and 101,000 weight-related disease cases, potentially saving $15.6 billion in healthcare cost. That's a look at today's health news. A little later, why brides and grooms-to-be are cutting back on spending big for their weddings.
Plus another cold night tonight. When are we going to warm up? We're going to look at that coming up. Well, of course, a much colder day for us today. Most of us stayed into low to mid 40s for afternoon highs, which is 15 to 20 degrees below where we should be for this time of the year. But plenty of sunshine out there, and we are going to have pretty much clear skies as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Nice shot. Here's Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. But we started to cool down yesterday. We only were into the mid 50s, and then we had a kind of bottomed out this morning down into the mid 20s, and then again only low to mid 40s for highs for us today. That's where we stand. 41 Nevada, 41 in Neosho, Anderson, Bella Vista, also lower 40s. 46 in Miami. We have 46 in Parsons, much of the same in Independence. Clear skies, 42, but look at those northerly winds. We're getting gusts at 21, so that makes it feel colder than what it actually is. It's going to stay breezy as we go through the evening hours, and then really staying windy once again on your Tuesday as well. We have those northwesterly winds. They switch to the south tomorrow, so we're going to have winds gusting 30 upwards to about 35 miles per hour, and then they'll start to come down a little bit by the time we head into Wednesday, but it's going to stay windy next couple days. Through the evening, sliding back through the 30s, clear skies, I think most of us, 29-ish, once again for an overnight low, but clear skies. Not too much going on here. Our next little wave spinning out across parts of Arizona into New Mexico. It's a weak little upper level wave that will kind of rotate in by late Wednesday into Thursday, giving us chances for showers, but it doesn't look like anything severe this week after an active severe weather week last week. All right, temps upper 20s to near 30 by morning. Strong southerly winds, be warm, upper 50s by noon. I think most of us go upper 60s to near 70, 69 Nevada, 67 in Neosho, Monette, up to about 65, 72 in Veneta, Fredonia up to about 75 degrees. Tomorrow night, we'll get a front that kind of sags in, so we'll start to get some clouds working in by the time Wednesday rolls around. Tuesday, day planner, 33 in the morning, 55 by noon, high temp, all the way up to 68 by the time we get into Tuesday afternoon. But on Wednesday, we have a front that just kind of lays out right across the region. So a few scattered showers late in the day, and then rain starts to pick up Wednesday night into Thursday. Again, not really looking at thunderstorms, just showers pushing through the region on Thursday, and then these will rotate out Thursday night. On Friday, we have another front that drops in, giving us a few showers, which passes through. Then Saturday, cooler, but mainly staying dry. So we are going to get some rain this week. It's not going to be super heavy, but if you take Wednesday night, Thursday, and Friday, a lot of areas are going to pick up about a half an inch of rain, which, of course, we can use. All right, 68 on your Tuesday, 69 on your Wednesday, showers, Wednesday, Thursday, into Friday. Cooling down late this week, highs back into the 50s, high of only 52 on Saturday, but tomorrow's going to be much warmer.
Yeah, that's like a perfect temperature week forecast there.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Keep it above freezing, just right on the weekends. I'll take it.
There you go.
Thank you, Doug. Happy Monday. Well, it is Throwback Monday, and coming up, how VHS tapes are making a return to the mainstream. Topping today's Consumer Watch, an unwelcome milestone at the gas pump. Gas prices are higher now than they've been all year. According to AAA, the national average price for regular gas climbed to $3.47 a gallon today. That's up from $3.45 a year ago. Well, engaged couples planning to tie the knot are spending less on weddings. The wedding business was booming in the years after the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. The average cost of a wedding broke $30,000 for the first time last year. After 2 years of elevated inflation, some engaged couples are planning cheaper, simpler ceremonies. Well, there was a time when watching a movie at home required you to drive to a store and rent a VHS tape. But after the introduction of DVD delivery and streaming video, the number of U.S. video rental stores went from 15,000 in the mid-'80s to about 2,000 in 2017. Dina Demetrius says a growing number of people are rewinding to the VHS days.
It's tangible, it's in your hands.
Welcome back to the future. It's the return of the VHS tape.
In the beginning, I was going to thrift stores, I was going to estate sales, I was going, scouring Craigslist and OfferUp. This is like the kind of funny horror section.
Cinematographer Matthew Renoir eventually collected enough tapes to open Be Kind Video in 2022.
If it's like horror tapes or 80s and 90s kind of action sci-fi stuff, that's the stuff that's like the most popular.
Renoir is riding the wave of old media popularity. Like the resurgence of vinyl records, VHS tapes are more than a bit of nostalgia for customers like Aaron Thorell.
People love that sound of the hiss, right? It just gives this different vibe, this different feel.
VHS has been winning followers on social media, with many fans referring to themselves as tape heads. Yeah. For Rich Summer, it's a new way to share memories with his 13-year-old son Patrick, who loves horror movies and old cartoons on tape.
Because the cartoons, when you watch them on VHS, like the color really pops, and it's just like a new way to enjoy them.
Of course, today you can get a movie much faster connecting to a streaming service, but fans say a store like this one offers a human connection. Be Kind Video holds regular movie nights where customers can come together. Connor Holtz says the events provide a sense of community.
I believe it matters as a subculture. It matters as people care about it and want to preserve it, and they want to kind of enjoy that kind of camaraderie. So I believe it'll continue.
Seems VHS isn't dead yet, and no one is putting these babies in the corner anymore. Dina Demetrius, CBS News, Burbank, California.
Well, some VHS tapes are worth a lot more than $5. A mint condition copy of Back to the Future sold at auction for $75,000 in 2022. Well, Sports Illustrated has been saved. The sports magazine is set to get new life under a publishing deal announced by Authentic Brands Group. The news caps a tumultuous several months for SI that resulted in widespread layoffs, an artificial intelligence scandal, and the departure of senior executives. A final check of the forecast is next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, new evidence in the search for a missing University of Missouri student. And then on KOAM News at 6, we'll have more on a sales tax proposal in Bourbon County, Kansas, to fund a new emergency department. Plus, the Joplin Public Library gives adults a chance to relax with a take-home Zen Garden kit. And it's opening day for high school baseball in the area. We'll check out Webb City's first matchup against Bentonville. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Final check of the forecast.
Yeah, it looks pretty good for us. It is going to be cold tonight. We're going to drop back upper 20s for overnight lows. Much warmer tomorrow, 68, but very windy, 69 on Wednesday. And we start to get showers increasing late Wednesday, Thursday, into Friday.
All right. Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we'll be right back here for KOAM News at 6. And we'll see you then. Have a great evening and an even better tomorrow.